Hey guys, Duane here. I wanted to talk about something today that is crucial for anyone who's going into retirement. It's to have something to do. In other words, you really need to have something to retire to, as opposed to just retiring, sitting around on the couch, whatever. You need something that's going to stimulate your brain, that's also going to just be there for you in retirement. I remember a job I had about 3, 4 years ago. And it seemed like everyone who was retiring in about 6 months' time was passing away. And I know that's morbid. I know it's something we really don't want to think about, but it's just an extreme case of, I remember I knew a couple of these people and they really, retirement was all they had. A couple of them were just actually dreading retirement. One I think was about 70, the other one was like in his late 60s, I believe. And they had nothing to retire to. They had no real hobbies that could keep them entertained. They just retired because either one was actually forced out, kind of forced out, semi, because of his age. The other one just thought it was time to retire because that's what everyone else was doing, and he did it. But they had nothing to go to. And again, in this extreme case, both of them passed away, sadly, pretty soon. One 6 months, one about 7, 8 months after they retired. And again, morbid. I'm sorry, I know it's very morbid. But the people that I've talked to that are happiest in retirement are the ones that have actually had something to retire to. What do you enjoy doing? Is it something maybe you could monetize in retirement? Is it something that you just get enjoyment out of? You could love gardening. I love gardening. I love my succulents. I have a lot of cactus and succulents out here on my property because it's in the high desert and it's good for those things. I love just going out there. Maybe not today. Today it's like about 45 degrees, but especially in the summer, just go out there and do something. Preoccupy yourself, preoccupy your mind. Your mind, it's not good when you just sit there and just ruminate over things. So, if you have a hobby, like I said, if you have a passion, if you like teaching people, actually that's kind of one of my passions because I used to be a teacher when I was 25 years old. I was a drafting instructor. And I had never experienced that before. I mean, my father was a college professor, so maybe it runs in the bloodline, I don't know. But it was very impactful to me. I enjoyed doing it. So that's one of the things I love doing is teaching people, or at least having a conversation with people about, in this case, retirement, early retirement. My other passion is that I am a writer of thriller novels. I've been doing that for about 10, 15 years. And I'm currently in the process of trying to get an agent for some of these books. I've been thinking about doing self-publishing, but I kind of wanted to go the traditional route and see if maybe that's something that could catch on with me. I mean, it would be so cool just to have, my books there in the bookstore. Don't know if that'll ever happen. I mean, it's a very small percentage of people that do this that actually can hook on with, a publisher. But that's something I love. I've always loved writing. So I knew going into my retirement that I'd have something to do. So you got to have something. You really do. You can't just sit around and have your mind go to mush. Another thing I enjoy doing, along with the teaching and the writing, is I just love getting out and going places. Now, again, this is something that in retirement, vacations and traveling and stuff like that, initially, you can do a lot of it. I've been going to different places. I've gone to Colorado. I've gone up to Washington for a while. I'm probably going to go down to Mexico in a while. But that's something that kind of gets old over time. You're going to kind of run out of steam a little bit. So what do you do when you come back after your vacation? You got to have something to retire to. You really do. It's so important. From a mental health standpoint as well. You can deteriorate into certain modes of being that just aren't healthy. I've went through phases before in my life where it's just kind of hard to get up for something because at that time in my life, I didn't have anything. I was in a job 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that was just, and this is what really spurred me to early retirement, is that it wasn't doing anything for me. There was nothing there. You gotta have something that you enjoy. And I found myself kind of doing the slow spiral down in that, and I knew at that time I had to get out and do something. At first it wasn't going to be early retirement, but I just had to find something that for myself to do. So, find something out there, whatever it is. Will it take you a while to find that? Sure. I mean, I've kind of been dabbling in different things. I have my writing that I'm trying to get off the ground, as I said, but that doesn't take up my whole day. So what do? I go out and I do my gardening, I go on my succulents and stuff like that. And recently I just found this YouTube outlet, which takes my, love of teaching, and also, it's just a new creative endeavor for me to go to and kind of occupy my mind and doing stuff. And so far it's been pretty fun. I mean, I just started, but so far I really like it. Hey, if you guys like this information, please click the like button. And if you want, please subscribe. It would really help me out a lot since I just started. But yeah, you gotta have something. Gotta have something to go to. Another thing I enjoy doing is just, and this is kind of, is it really occupying my time? Yeah, it is. I love going to thrift stores. I love just hanging out, finding, especially in my new area up here, there aren't as many thrift stores as there were in Los Angeles, but I just love going there, finding bargains, and you're kind of digging through stuff and all that kind of stuff. That's another thing just to keep you occupied. The last thing you want to do is sit around and watch TV all day long, It's going to rot your brain. So, these are just some things to think about. It's helped me. I know where I'm going with my retirement. You got to have something, guys. Got to have something to go to, and hopefully you find it soon. And I'll be checking again, in with you very soon, and we'll talk then. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.